I was one of those number 9s that would just run through big walls and give 100%, and that's all they asked for. And I just remember seeing all these bodies, and I just kind of just rose up at the back stick. I managed to get like a little shoulder onto it, like a head, shoulder, knees and toes, maybe head, shoulders, knees and toes onto it. No words can explain the feeling really, and the gratitude that I show and have for Birmingham. Grew up in a place called Bradford. Manningham wasn't really a sort of area, to be honest. Very run down, poverty driven, but it was a good, nice community. Everyone looked out for each other. And that was where I resided, but at the same time I enjoyed it because everyone was just free and there was no pressure, especially as kids growing up. But again, that's where I'm from, and yeah, I wouldn't change it for the world, to be honest, because maybe they're who I am today. I was always one of the younger ones in my area. I had an older brother that was a year older than me, and he had friends that was 2 years older, so I remember I used to just following him and playing football, and got to a point where I was maybe about 10 or 11, and they were a lot older, a lot of teenagers at the time, and I used to hold my own against them, and I think from then on I kind of knew, and I think they kind of knew that I had something. That was my upbringing in football, training with my dad after school 3 times a week, and playing street football with my friends. It was my school teacher who actually said, look, you got something in here, you're good enough to actually play for an academy, why don't you try and go on trials? I know the coaches at Bradford and Bradford Boys, and I remember he sent me on trial. I remember I played a school game, and I think I scored about 4 goals, and I got scouted for that. I got sent to that from my school teacher. Didn't want to tell my dad because my dad didn't really want me to get involved in any of that, so it was me and another friend, and I remember we were saying, how are we going to get there? It's like 2 bus journeys away, and we was like, oh, just try and make it. So we just hopped on the bus, got into town, and then hopped on another bus to get into the area where they did actually train. And I remember we was 15 minutes late. I think I was 12 at the time. And we was 15 minutes late, and everyone started training, and we was like, oh, we're late, we can't go on now. Everybody will look at us and think, look at these two all late and stuff. So we ended up just turning back and going back home. Ended up signing for them on the 15s and playing for them for the year. But at the same time, it was kind of late because they already knew who they were going to progress to the academy or YTS at the time. I don't know what it was at the time, maybe academy. So even though I did well for them, they already knew who they were going to take on. It was a whole city scout there at the time who saw me play and knew that I wasn't going to get offered anything, and they rung me up the day after when we played them and said, we watched you play and we know you're not going to get anything here, if you fancy coming. At the time I was just kind of a little disappointed that I didn't get anything at Bradford, and I thought, I don't know if I really want to do this kind of thing. So eventually he persuaded me to go down and train with him. I stayed down there for a week and trained with the under 18s, and he obviously saw I had ability and ended up signing for them under 16s. I was very athletic, and we used to do the pre-season with the first team, and Brian Little was a manager at the time, and I remember we were doing some shuttle runs and the sprints, and I was up there competing because I was always quick and compete with the first team. And I remember Brian Little said to me, you definitely got a future, you're very athletic and quick, and that's what I like, and you've got a future. So I just remember that being the 16s. It was like on my birthday I signed a 2-year pro, 18, so I was over the moon, and I'm thinking, yeah, this is it, my career's going to start with Hull, I'm going to make all these appearances. And then was on the bench for a few games, and then next season not really involved really. And then my 2nd year pro, they got promoted from League 1 to the Championship, so it wasn't a case of I was able to go in the door, manager's door, knock on his office saying, look, you've given me my pro, where's my opportunity? Because we was winning, and we got back-to-back promotions, so my hands were tied. Billy Russell was kind of my mentor, and he still is. So I spoke to him, I said, look, I've got the opportunity to go to Doncaster to train for pre-season, or sign up for York in a national, in a conference. What do you reckon? What do you advise? So he said, look, go drop down a couple of leagues, find yourself, prove yourself, and work your way back up. Ended up signing for York, 2 good years there. Finished top goal scorer both season and managed to get a move to Hibernian. From Hull to getting released to going to York and then to signing for Hibernian in the SBL Prem, just by the fact that I believed in my ability and was given the opportunity to showcase my ability, I was able to make that move, and then end up signing for Crewe a year later. Crewe signed me, I think it was about 250 grand at the time, back in the league and play regular football. Just by believing myself and dropping down and working my way up, going and putting the hard work shift in. And I think a lot of players nowadays look for the bigger teams and trying to miss out the hard work side of it. And so I had 2-3 great years at Crewe. Last year I ended up winning League 2 top goal scorer, 29 goals, got the golden boot in League 2, got relegated after second season and then managed to get the golden boot after the third year, 29 goals, so established league player at that time. So it was a mad journey, but at the same time it was well worth it. And there was a contract offer there from Brentford and Birmingham. Really 3 great years with Brentford, won promotion, got promotion to the Championship, and Birmingham City compared to Brentford at the time, it was a bigger club, bigger pool, and I just wanted to challenge myself in a bigger second city. It's a big stadium, fan base. I was always one of those players that was willing to move on and prove themselves and not be comfortable somewhere, and challenge myself. And I thought it was a great challenge, and Birmingham City, as it's a great club as itself, and like I said, it was an easy decision for me to make. So to be a big player in a big club, so to speak. So we was fine, got on, trained, and then I remember one of the players was saying, we haven't won at home for 12-13 months. I was like, really? You haven't won at home for 12-13 months? What you been doing? What's the situation? What is it? He said, we just can't win at home. Our home form is horrendous. I was like, wow, what have I come into here? And I remember just going out, first game and at home, and I remember winning, and we won, and I scored in that game, and Paul Caddy set me up for my first goal. Couldn't believe it, amazing feeling. Won at home. Didn't know if it counted for the cup games or if they haven't won at home, if it's just league. I think it was just league games, but the fact that I managed to get my first goal in the cup against Cambridge and get a win at home at St Andrews was an amazing feeling, and I felt like, yeah, this is the right place for me. Fans took to me, fans were amazing. Lee ended up getting the sack, some bad results, wasn't really going too well, and then Gary Rowett came in, spoke to the lads, and I was thinking, just signed for Birmingham, and now the manager that signed me is gone and he's left. Where does that leave me? To be fair to Gary, he got me in and said, look, I've come in, I've known all about you, being at Burton, I've seen you play, you're my number 9, so I don't want you to feel like, yeah, I've come in and I'm going to sign anyone else. I want you to lead the line, and just straight away we built a relationship straight away, and that was great for me.
After tenacious work from Wes Thomas and a delightful delivery from Cuttrell, Donaldson headed home to secure the points for Blues.
Another win at home, I got 2 goals, and it kind of kicked off from there, really. My Birmingham career kind of kicked off from there, and we flourished and started to climb up the league.
Shinny. Follow signs, it's there, Donaldson! The flag stays down, and in the last minute of the first half, Birmingham City have a third.
I played at lone striker for numerous clubs, really, on numerous occasions, so it wasn't a new thing for me, but at the same time, Championship against those big, absolutely athlete defenders, it it's not easy. But again, I was just willing to put myself about. I think defenders found it hard because if it wasn't in the air, I was holding it up. If I wasn't holding up, I was getting in behind. So they found it hard to deal with me because I had all that at my disposal really. So I've kind of flourished in that role. And then obviously you have David Cottrell on one wing and Damari Gray on the other. Chances were going to come, so it made my life a lot easier. I remember just in the game they were 2-0 up and just absolutely bossing it, bossing the game, and I was just looking around thinking, we've lost this game. Yeah, let's just get back on the coach and regroup. 90th minute we get one goal back, and then they start to get a bit shaky and thinking our tails are up now. We're thinking there's opportunity for us to get an equaliser here. So we kept pushing and they kept dropping back, and I can see the panics in their faces. And then we got a corner the last few minutes of the game, and I think Randall's gone up for the header and it's gone wide. And I remember seeing Wes Thomas hooked it. I don't know how he's hooked it back over his head. He's hooked it somehow back over his head into the danger area. And I just remember seeing all these bodies, and I just kind of just rose up at the back stick. I managed to get like a little shoulder onto it, like a head, shoulder, knees and toes, maybe head, shoulders, knees and toes onto it. And I managed to get to obviously go in the net, and I just remember everyone I just remember running towards the fans in that corner because they was just, even though we was 2-0 down, they were still singing away and encouraging and being absolutely amazing. And then I remember when the ball got hit in the back of the net, I thought, yeah, I'm going straight over to you guys, and celebrated like a madman. And I think everyone else did, and the fans were just absolutely ecstatic. And so it's a game that I have fond memories of and will always remember. And I remember all the fans always come to me and ask me about that game, the Derby game. He lives with them for a while, and rightly so, because it was a crazy game. Yeah, I remember game Wigan at home again. Like I said, Gary Rowett era. Was picking up points, playing well, lone striker. And I just remember David Cottrell whipping a ball in. I think it was a header. My first goal was a header. Great delivery by Cottrell, and it kind of set the tone really. And we had Andrew Shinney just playing off me as well. He worked wonders with the second goal. Dribbled in and out a couple of players and managed to get a shot off, and it hit the post and rebounded, and I managed to tap it in. Third goal, ball got whipped in, and I just remember me and Damari Gray was fighting for it at the back stick, and I managed to get a little knee near post, and that was my first ever hat-trick for Birmingham in the Championship. What a proud moment, and my family and that was in the directors, in one of the boxes at the time as well. I just had a newborn at the time, and it was his first game. I was like, he can come more often, he can come to more games, first game getting a hat-trick. I just remember putting a ball underneath my top just to symbolise being born, and it was a proud moment, a very proud moment. And so that was to get your first goal at St Andrews in the Champions for Birmingham will live forever in my memory, in my mind, and a game that I always remember as well. First year, I think I got 16 goals, so really good year, really good season, double figures, first ever championship, for me, to get double figures and win Player of the Year and Fans Player of the Year, it was just the icing on the cake really. It's just a case of me looking back and saying, all that hard work, from getting released from Hull when we got promoted to the Championship, and making that decision to drop down in the leagues and work my way back up. It made everything a lot sweeter, and proves that you can work your way back up if you work hard and put your mind to it. And that was just to win that, and to get that recognition from the players, from the fans as well, fans' point of view, which is they come to play, spend their hard-earned money and support the team, and for them to vote for me was just a proud moment, and a moment in football where you always remember. I've got those trophies now in the cabinet that I'll always have fond memories of looking back on and thinking that'll always be with me now for the rest of my life, and I got that to show for it. So that's just all the hard work I put in, and to get recognised for that, it just shows that everything paid off, and it was again a proud moment. And to be at a club, such a big size, big club as Birmingham City, and get recognised, Isaac, no words can explain the feeling really, and the gratitude that I show and have for Birmingham. Considering how we started off, and Lee Clark got sacked, and we felt like it was going to be one of them doom and gloom seasons again. But the fact that Gary Rowett came in and rejuvenised everyone and got everyone playing and hungry and effective, it was, and to finish 10th, like I say, it was one of the highest finishing for a while for Birmingham. So it shows that we was on the right path and the progression was there. So it was, and for me to win those accolades and do well that season, it kind of gave me that confidence going into the next season, thinking let's keep that momentum going and move up in the league, and you never know where it could take us.
St Andrews once again plays host to the most anticipated confrontation in these parts.
Yeah, that game gives me nightmares. I have nightmares about that game. Being so close to getting a goal and getting 3 points against the Villa.
Really taking plenty of interest in him. It is towards Shotton, and there he is. Oh, and Donaldson's there! Was it in? That's the question. The most important people say no.
And looking back at the footage, I probably could have waited a couple more seconds and probably meet it on the way down, but I just tried to head it on the highest point, and I was level with the crossbar, so I was trying to turn my head to get the ball down, and I just couldn't quite get there, and it's hit the crossbar, and I'm like, yeah, it's gone in, give a goal. And look at the linesman, put your flag up, but no, they kept the flag down. And yeah, I remember I had a few other opportunities in the second half, and it just won't quite go in for me, and luckily Davis scored the equaliser.
It's Davis! Goal! There's the answer they were looking for!
Kind of saved my bacon a little bit, but still, up till now, I still get the Birmingham fans asking me about that goal and that opportunity. How you missed that opportunity on the line? How did you against the Villa? So that game haunts me till this day. But yeah, again, a great atmosphere, and we didn't lose, so it kind of saved my bacon a little bit. Very tough. Wheeler dealer Harry Redknapp came in, didn't he? To be fair to Harry, he didn't really want me to leave, but being Harry Redknapp, he likes new signings, and one signing's come in and then another signing comes in, and next minute it's like 3 or 4 or 5, and then a striker comes in, so I'm looking around thinking, I'm not going to play here, because as a manager, when you bring players in, you got to really play them, haven't you? So whether it was the right decision or not, I don't know. Who knows? For me to leave, and how the fans have been towards me, and the staff and the players, it was one of the hardest decisions I had to make really as a player. So I ended up signing for Sheffield United. On deadline day, I think it was last 15 minutes of deadline day, I managed to get it through. Go up to the Stadium of Light, start against Sunderland. Managed to score 2 goals on my debut. Got 2 goals on my debut. Second goal, as I'm running through, my hamstring goes, but I'm still running through, and I thought, no, I need to get a good strike on these. I'm not okay, my hamstring's gone, so I managed to get a strike on it, even though my hamstring just went about a couple of seconds before I get a strike and hit in the top corner, and thought, my luck. So got a new club, scored 2 goals on my debut, and then pulled my hamstring. So that was devastating. So I was out for another 6 weeks now. So Aston Villa game, I think that was the next game I started, Aston Villa away. So I was like, okay, right, I've got unfinished business with these guys, especially with my Birmingham connections as well. So started the game and ended up, I think it was 2-0 down after 10 minutes, and I was like, oh no, I've just come back in the team, 2-0 down after 10 minutes, it's not the one. But I ended up getting back into the game, and I remember scoring 2 goals and got the equaliser, and got 2 goals against Bolton, and faced the crowd, and the crowd just gave me so much stick, and just remember looking at the crowd and smiling and thinking, yes, I didn't manage to score against Birmingham, but at Sheffield United I managed to get a couple of goals at the Bolton as well, so it was a nice icing on the cake, especially from the miss I did at St Andrews. So, and again, I got lots of tweets and stuff from the Birmingham fans saying, "Well done, scoring against the Villa at the Holt End as well." So I think the Birmingham fans loved that as well. So again, I dropped down the league, went to Bradford and went to York, and I was just willing to. I just wanted to play football, enjoy my football. I've always wanted to play at Bradford. You know, being a Bradford lad, getting released at under 15s, I had that opportunity. You know, I ended up leaving there and signing for Gainsborough. But these times I'm doing my coaching badges. I'm doing my UEFA B and UEFA A licenses. Yeah, I initially signed as a player. From Gainsborough. Finished top goal scorer there. Kept in contact with Farsley throughout the season. I think they tried to sign me during the season, and then it came apparent I was available to go on a free in the season. So I initially signed as a player, and one day after the manager resigned. So there was talks of me being like a coach anyway. Maybe a year or so, because I signed a long-term deal down here. So he resigned, and I got a call a couple of days after saying we might have to move that coaching role forward. There's opportunity there to be player manager here. It's different, you know, being called gaffer every time the ball comes to me, or they want the ball. It's new. It's new, and you know, you'll get oppositions questioning, "Oh, are you the gaffer?" Because that's what they call it. I was like, "Well, yeah, I am the gaffer, yeah." So that is all new, but at the same time, I'm relishing it and taking it with both hands. Season's gone really well so far. We're sitting mid-table at the moment. We're not got the biggest of budgets, and we were tipped to go down. So the fact that we're sitting mid-table halfway through that season, I think we've definitely done really well, and I feel like we definitely could be sitting a lot higher with a bit of luck. Make it big. Recover, reactions! It's on the cusp of Bradford, which is where I'm from. You know, I've lived here, there and everywhere, you know, through football, and families found it hard to come and watch games, where now they can just come up and watch games every week, which is it's lovely. It's lovely, and to have that for my final little stint of playing and going into management, it's probably an icing on the cake and a perfect fit. Yeah, very proud. Like I say, it's difficult for black managers to get those roles and opportunity. Yeah, I find myself quite lucky in that sense. But at the same time, you know, I've worked hard. I've done all my badges, and you know, I've done my coaching, and I've been given that opportunity, and I'm taking it with both hands. I feel like not many black managers get that opportunity. Credit to Farsley and Paul and Pav Singh that they believed in me and took that gamble. I just don't think many directors or chairmen are willing to take that gamble. You see a lot of managers getting recycled and on that merry-go-round, on that Ferris wheel, but I feel like we need more representation in the league, especially in managing. You know, the numbers of black players that are playing in the top flight, it's something like 46%, but black managers is something like 3 or 4%. You know, I just feel like that needs to change. Yes, we're seen as entertainers, but we're not seen as leaders for some reason. So I think that needs to change, and for me to get this role, hopefully will spur other players and other chairmen to try and give more black players and black managers a chance of representing and managing clubs. I definitely feel like we need to break that barrier. I think that's a barrier that needs to be broken down, I think, definitely.